Welcome to Discover Natural Solutions. It's Stacy Paulson. So we're going to be talking a little bit more about how to use essential oils aromatically. This is one of my favorite ways to use them because it's the fastest way to affect and support your mood, and also to help support your brain, the functions of the brain. The oils actually pass the blood-brain barrier, and they're aromatic compounds that when you breathe them in, they attach to receptor sites within your brain in the olfactory system. And that's the place that regulates your mood and your emotions. So essential oils, when you breathe them in, are effective that way. Also, they attach to the hair follicles within your nose. And so you might breathe them in initially, but because those oils stay on those hair follicles, that you'll be getting the benefits of those throughout the day. So some things to note when you're using them aromatically is just be careful if you're going to put a drop in your hand and breathe it in. Just be careful not to get it on your eyes, on your skin, if it's a oil that might be sensitive to you. Another thing is using a diffuser that is with water is key. There are some that will hook up directly and just spray out the oils themselves, but I wouldn't do heat diffusion. So when you heat up the oil, especially past a certain temperature, it changes the chemical nature of the oil, and so it can either make it not therapeutic anymore, or can make it toxic. And so I know a lot of people used to put them in little burners, put the oils on there. I wouldn't recommend that. You can heat them up a little bit, warm them up, and warm water. So for instance, oftentimes if you want to boil some water, let it cool down to where you can stick your finger in it and it's not too hot. You can put a couple drops of oil in there and breathe it in from the water, so it's very effective that way. Another nice thing you could do is, mention this before, is you can put a few drops of oil in the spray bottles and fill the rest up with water. And I like to put a little bit of Epsom salt in there. It helps it from not clogging, so I'll fill that up. Just depending on how potent you want that. There's no exact measurement on it, but there's some that I like for holiday season, so I'll put a little more in there, like cinnamon. I love that smell during the holidays, and so I'll put extra drops in there. If there's certain smells that you appreciate or that affect your mood in a certain way, then you could make these little spray bottles, place them around your home. They're easy to spray in the air, on you, on your pillowcases, on your kids. So that's another way that you can use them aromatically. And one thing to be aware of is that small dosages frequently throughout the day are good. So a lot of the diffusers, they come with a setting where they'll go on for a few minutes and then they'll go off, and that they're not just continuously running. The reason why that is because it's more effective for you to get those small doses intermittently throughout the day versus just large doses. And going up and constantly just being really close to the oils as they're coming out is not necessarily the most effective way to use them. So that's something to know. And also with little children, be aware that having them go up and smell the diffuser for a long period of time isn't the most effective way either. It's hard to determine the dosage that they're inhaling from that. So just place it there, let them breathe it, let it get it circulating in the air. And those are some different ways that you can use them aromatically, and some things to think about.